Mother's Day affects people in different ways. It is a big day for me because my mom is still with us, and I have children and grandchildren. And some people who are not even a part of my family call me Mother Annie. It's like a holiday invented just for me. Just kidding. At the same time, I recognize that this is a difficult time for others, for very obvious reasons. But let me say this, not everyone is a mom, but everyone has a mom, whether biological or adopted, and whether she is still with us or not. We can all observe Mother's Day from that angle, so that no one needs to feel left out. Regardless of how this day affects us, I think we can all agree that the one word that best characterizes Mother's Day is the word love. We could say the same thing about Valentine's Day, but of course, Valentine's Day is a romantic type of love, while Mother's Day and Father's Day celebrates familial love. Our lesson from John 15 celebrates an even higher expression of love from the Greek word agape. It is the love that God has for Jesus, and consequently, the love that Jesus has for us, and the love that we all have or should have for one another. Agape love is like a love umbrella. It covers all expressions of love. This weekend, you might hear someone say, God's love for all of us is like a mother who has love for her children. That is sort of true, although it's more accurate to flip that around and say, the love a mother has for her children is like God's love for all of us. In other words, a mother's love is an expression of God's love, as imperfect as it may be. Still, the love of a mother for her children is about as close to what the Bible describes as agape love. It's as close as we can get because, remember, in most cases, a mother's love is unconditional. To have unconditional love for someone does not mean that you'll never get mad at them, that you won't spoil them, or that you won't let them get away with stupid behavior. It just means that at the end of the day, no matter how badly things have gone, the love umbrella is still open. Again, our human expression of divine love is just a limited, imperfect expression of something much bigger and better, something almost incomprehensible, God's love. Trying to fully understand God's love is like blasting off in a spaceship to seek the edge of the universe. We will never quite get there. But that's okay, because it is in the pursuit of God's love, in our attempt to follow Jesus' commandment to love one another as he has loved us, that gets us closer and closer to the reality of unconditional agape love. So, we need to keep that umbrella open as much as we can. In a few weeks, Jimmy and I are heading to the beach in Florida to soak up some vitamin D, get our swimsuits wet, and allow me to finish my certificate in spiritual direction. We'll probably spend a fair amount of time with our noses in various books. Have you ever sat on the beach, or maybe even laid on a blanket in the sand while reading a good book? You can't just sit there for very long without something to keep the sun's rays from frying your skin. You need an umbrella. So it occurred to me as I was meditating on Jesus' words from John 15 this past week that reading the Bible is like reading imperfect human words underneath a very large love umbrella. Somehow, we can read these ancient stories and proverbs and psalms and parables and letters as if they are covered with the shade of love. As imperfect as some of those stories are, the only sunshine that gets through are the rays of love. Ironically, there is a term we use, throwing shade, that refers to something that is the opposite of unconditional love. Throwing shades means to publicly criticize or express contempt for someone. There is no agape love in the act of throwing shade. I guess this means there are two kinds of umbrellas in the world: an umbrella of contemptuous hate, an umbrella of unconditional love. Jesus commands us to open the love umbrella. When we throw shade, it should be the shade of love, hope, faith, peace, and joy. Like a mother, God sends us, God's children, out into the world every day with one goal in mind: to love one another. Before we go, however, God hands us an umbrella of agape love to keep us protected from such things as the excessive heat of hate, the heavy rain of rancor that all too often greets us the moment we walk out of our homes. So let us open our umbrellas today, tomorrow, and always, and show the world what God's love is really like. Amen.